Good evening. I'm Beau Biden, and Joe Biden is my dad.
Some voices are never silenced. Some work never ceases to change lives. Some people never stop inspiring, even after they're gone. Beau Biden was a husband, father, brother, son, soldier, attorney general. He was given just 46 years on this earth.
He did in 46 years what most of us couldn't do in 146. Think about the day that dawns for children who are safer because of Beau, whose lives are fuller because of him. Think about the day that dawns for parents who rest easier and families who are freer because of him. Some folks may never know that their lives are better because of Beau Biden, but that's okay. Certainly for Beau, acclaim was never the point of public service.
If you knew Beau, you knew he lived by the strictest code of honor, duty, service, country. You never had to ask if he would do something the right way. He didn't know any other way.
Beau didn't cut corners. He turned down an appointment to be Delaware's Attorney General so he could win it fair and square. When the field was clear for him to run for the Senate, he chose to finish his job as AG instead. After 9/11, he joined the National Guard. He felt it was his obligation. He did his duty to his country and deployed to Iraq.
Beau Biden served his country in battle. He prosecuted one of the worst child predators in American history. And even though he is no longer with us, every day he still inspires the next president of the United States.
It won't be possible for me to be here this fall, so I have something to ask of you. Be there for my dad, like he was for me.
You know, Reverend, I'm not proselytizing. I happen to be a practicing Catholic. But I went back to the church because I found, particularly, the black church. In this case, it was an AME. It was not an Episcopal church. I found that there's that famous phrase from Kierkegaard, faith sees best in the dark. I find the one thing it gives me, and I'm not trying to proselytize, I'm not trying to convince you to share my religious views. But for me, it's important because it gives me some reason to have hope and purpose. I've learned the only way, I don't know how you've dealt with it, Reverend, but the way I've been able to deal with when my wife was killed and my daughter were killed and then my son died, I've only been able to deal with it by realizing they're part of my being. My son, Beau, is my soul. And what I found was I had to find purpose. Purpose. And what was the purpose? Every day I get up, and I'm sorry to go on, I apologize, but every day I get up, I literally, and not a joke, Reverend, and I think you know this about my boy, that I ask myself, I hope he's proud of me today, because he asked me when he was dying, promise me, Dad. Promise me, Dad. Promise me. He said, I know no one loves me more than you do, Dad. But promise me you'll stay engaged. He knew I'd take care of the family, but he worried what I would do is I would pull back and go into a shell and not do all the things I've done before. It took a long time for me to get to the point to realize that that purpose is the thing that would save me. And it has. And every morning I get up and I say to myself, when I give you my word as a Biden, I hope he's proud of me. Hope he's proud of me. Because that's the thing that makes me move on. And the impact that loss had was astounding. And it had to be for you. Remember afterwards when I went down the next day when I came in that Sunday, and Mary Riley asked me whether I'd go down into Reverend Pinckney's office. And one of the things that absolutely blew my mind was he had a picture of he and I on his desk because we had become friends, we had become good acquaintances. And it moved me in a way that I couldn't quite explain. But what it did, it made me realize that, you know, to forgive is divine here. What you did, you changed. You brought down that Confederate flag. You're the ones who changed the attitude in this state in a way that was profound. And I think that's how it gets done.
Mr. Vice President, good place to take a break.
All right.
We have a lot of questions.